Hi YouTube, welcome back. It is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle How Medium, and welcome if you're coming across this video for the first time. Maybe you'll be interested in my channel. We talk about all things mediumship development, spirituality, sitting of powers, all sorts of good stuff. Anything to do with spiritualism and mediumship development, it's right up your street. If you are my return subscriber, then thank you very much for waiting for me. It's a pleasure to be back here with you today to talk a little bit about the back of a couple of different ones we've been doing, which is cogniliance, which is the known versus psychic known. How to tell a difference, what is the difference, and can I give you some hints and tips to help you out? So sit back, grab your cuppa, join me for however long it takes me to get through this topic, and we'll take it from there. So, as you know, I am Danielle, as I said, and we're going to talk a little bit about cogniliance, or claircogniliance, probably is the better word I could use. What is that? So, in the world of mediumship, using that word, it's known. Basically, you know something to be true, you know it in regards to it coming from an intelligence. The difference between psychic claircognilians and mediumistic claircognilians is very much similar to the ones that we've already discussed. One's coming from an intelligence, which is a loved one, a guide. The other is coming from your imagination, your awareness, your gut instinct. You may have heard of that. That's your intuition. So that is, a lot of people get that one confused with that one. So let's sort of break them down. So the psychic parameter, the awareness, we've talked about the psychic parameter on the right. Awareness is sort of here. That's the gut instinct. That's the intuition. That's that sort of, excuse me, feeling of, I just can't quite shake what that feeling is. Normally a feeling of dread or normally a feeling of worrisome tends to sort of have a little bit more of a negative feel to it. I've got to be honest, when it's coming from the psychic or from the intuition, it tends to be, because it's not coming from the intelligence, it tends to have a touch of negative is probably the wrong word. It has a little bit more of a sort of a funnier feeling, let's put it that way. It normally is a sense that something's not quite right or the energy's off. You'll have heard that. That's all the psychic parameter. Now, we've talked about this before, and we'll talk about this again. If you ain't moved the mind, this information that I'm talking about here is coming from you, or it's coming from another energy of the earth world. It's not coming from the spirit world. It can only come from the spirit world when we move our mind. So if we're doing a reading, or if we're connecting to the spirit world to work with guides, or if we're working with another intelligence, but there has to be a movement of the mind in order for it to be mediumistic. Otherwise, it's just psychic. Psychic clairvoyance, bleep in there, psychic claircogniliance, I must say, is very, very, in my opinion, it's always got that dread about it. It's always got that little bit of a badness to it. It's always got that sort of, ooh, it's got this meanness. Are probably they're the words that want to come, so they're the words I'm going to give. It's got this like meanness to it. It's got this sort of, oh, it's no, I'm not that keen on that. Whenever I'm working with this in the spirit world, and I work quite heavily this way, I've got to be honest, it's always coming from a good place. It's always coming from a right intuition. It's always coming from that intelligence as being right. It's sort of I just know that's right. I don't know how it's right. It doesn't really have this feeling aspect to it, where the psychic parameter sort of has that feeling aspect to it, like that gut instinct, that sort of, it's a very different sort of knowing. Where when it's a knowing from the spirit world, it's I just know, I just know beyond a shadow of a doubt that what I'm saying there is true, right, and accurate, and I don't need like a picture or a word to prove that. I just know it. It's a very this is a lot more subtle. This is a lot more bitty. It's a little bit more gritty. It's got this little, like I say, this sort of meanness to it. This sort of, it's quite savage. Probably is the word. That's an interesting word, savage. Here it's got this real sort of, it's a gentleness. There's a easiness to it. It's sort of, you're on the right track. Another one for this, and some of you may have seen this. You might be doing a reading, or you might be doing sort of a connection to the spirit world, and you'll get this humming across your what I call your body. It's like it's like a, ooh, I just know that's right. It's got like this hum to it. You'll understand that if you work this way, you'll understand that's not coming from the sciatic parameter. That's the intelligence saying to you, keep going, you're on the right track. What you feel and what you know is to be true, right, and accurate. Do these both work? Yeah, in the places that they belong. Does everybody work this way? No. So this is one that some people work a lot. Some people will work more clairsentient. Some of I've covered a one on the video in that, so certainly check that one out. Put at the end of the video. You're going to work one or the other. I've got to be honest. You sometimes can wear both, but I tend to find with the mediums that I've trained or had interactions with, they do one or the other. They may do bits and pieces, but that's not always, I've got to be honest. So for me, you either work this way or you don't. It's sort of one of them ones. If you're thinking, well, I'm not sure if I work this way or not, the best thing to do is do readings and sort of watch that knowing, watch that sort of gentleness with it, watch that sort of, yeah, keep going. It's like a subtleness as well. It's like a subtleness of, yeah, we are on the right track. I've just got to keep going. Everything's going to be all right type thing, where this gut instincts, like, it's more of a warning, if I could say. That's more of a, like, it's not dangerous because that's a bit of a strong word like that we're giving you, but it's more of like sit up, take notice, where this knowing from the intelligence is a gentle yet pronounced sort of awareness, if I could say that to you. And so for me, you will, if you work this way, you will understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. For those who maybe aren't sure on this one, I would recommend that you check out the Clairsentience one I did, then check this one out and sort of see which one works for you. How do you make this better? With the greatest of respect, it's practice. So it's making sure that you, when you're working with the mind and you move the mind to the spirit world, then you know it's definitely coming from spirit. If you haven't moved the mind, then that's coming from you reading energy. That's a known of you reading energy of this world or of another human or whatever's being sort of pushed at you. So it's about you sort of learning. One of the things I'll say with claircognizance is a good understanding of who you are. So when you're working with this energy, you should have a good understanding of what makes you tick. You should understand what it is that triggers you or not triggers you. This is personal development. Also knowing what it is that you're capable of and what you're not capable of. Because otherwise, if you don't really understand you, the knowing, you're not really going to understand whether it's yours versus it's coming from the communicator. So for me, I always say when you're working this, knowing a good knowledge of who you are and what you're bringing to the table is really, really helpful here, I've got to be honest. It's one that isn't talked about as much as I probably would like it to be talked about, probably because not everybody works this way. A lot of people know clairsentience better, or certainly can use that one a lot more efficiently. This one takes a little practice. If you don't work this way at all, practice makes perfect in anything that we do for the spirit world. I have to be honest, for those who are delving deeper into this area, it's important to recognize the subtleties of it. Some of it, it's a very known for me, it's a very subtle feeling. It's not sort of full on, if I could say that to you. It sort of creeps on you. That no, it sort of creeps on you, like it's like a creeping feeling. So it's important that you understand who you are and what makes you tick. I've got to be honest in this area, which will help you to understand this claim more. If you want to develop it, get in the spirit world. We've talked about this before. Learn to work with the guides, learn to work, add it into your readings, put some intention in. I'd like to do this reading with knowing in it, and see how that one works for you. If it doesn't come, don't worry about it. It's not everybody's bag, this one. And that's something I probably need to say within this video. It's not everybody's bag. And not everybody's meant to work this way. Remember, there's two aspects of this. Remember, it's external and internal. So some of the external stuff I talked about is that humming across the sort of your body. This sort of like, yeah, it's like a rattling of the body field. The auricle field probably is like a buzz, it's like a humming, it's like a hum. That's an external thing. If it's internal, it'll be like a gentle sort of like hand on the back, like keep going, everything's gonna be all right, don't worry type thing. It's very much like that. So remember, you have got the external and internal to work with this one. That's why not everybody works this way, because not everybody works externally and internally. Some people work more externally, some people work more internally. Some people like myself do work both, but not everybody's like me, I've got to be honest. So check this one out, see how this one works for you. Apologies I didn't get back last week. It's been crazy in here, I've got to be honest. There's that much going on. I don't know, I'm coming again these days. So yeah, I'm sort of getting to yous when I can. So do bear with me, patience, folks. I'll get yous when I get yous, all right. Have a great week. I'll catch up with yous as soon as I can catch up with yous. If it's Friday, it'll be Friday. If not, it may be the following week, but I'll certainly endeavour to get one in on Friday, but there's no guarantee with everything that's going on at the moment, I have to be honest. Can I leave all this with you with a lot of love from the spirit world, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.